Hey, hey.
What's going on, people?
So today for Story Year, we're here. We wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that is on our minds this week. You may have seen our newest blog post written by this guy back here. Yeah, that record I'm pointing at. Written by Jaron. And it is on bullying and how you can use storytelling and story to actually, overcome or fight against bullying. And we wanted to use this video, as an opportunity to talk a little bit more about, where we're coming from with that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hand it over to the man who wrote it himself.
Yeah. Well, hey everybody. One of the things that I really wanted to touch on was the last time we did Howard Bishop. The last time we did our storytelling workshop with a group of young kids there was a young man there who really looked like he needed to hear something that either one of us had to say. When he was asking about, what did you do when people picked on you? Because, I talked about how, I don't necessarily have a perfect smile. And there was a time where I really learned how to mumble and talk without really showing my tooth. And it really was an art, but it sucked because that really ate at me. And when my baby tooth grew in behind, my permanent tooth grew in behind my baby tooth, I got picked on a lot in the cafeteria, in school, a lot so much where I didn't like to meet new people because I felt like they were looking at it, they were judging me. I felt like I couldn't do a lot of things that just weren't true. Like I couldn't be in front of the camera, I couldn't speak, be a public speaker, be an actor, any of that stuff. And I got picked on a lot, and that is something that is not taboo. I mean, it's something that happens all the time. We know bullying is a very tough issue that we have to figure out ways to combat. I don't know where this culture comes from. You always hear, well, maybe it's the alpha male syndrome or people having to put someone down and build themselves up. But no matter what that case is, for the person that is being bullied, a lot of times they just need to know that they're not the only one going through that story. I was excited to learn that from those experiences, from those feelings, from that feeling of hurt, I was able to share that with a young man who, at that moment, I feel like he felt he was the only person feeling those emotions and those feelings. I told him at the time I really didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to really address that issue or address that problem at the time. But in time, I figured out a way to push through and to motivate myself to understand that no one else can take my confidence away from me if I don't let them. If I just continue to just be who I am and love who I am, regardless of what's being said, then I'm okay. And that's when the picking stopped, when they realized that it didn't matter anymore, that it didn't evoke an emotion. It did evoke an emotion, and yeah, just kind of ran out of memory real quick, so we're back. But yeah, I kind of just let my confidence be my shield. And a lot of times I wasn't too sure if it worked. But what I learned is the more I told myself who I was, and the more I kept my confidence again. Because prior to getting bullied, everyone is very confident in who they are. It's until someone tells you you're not good enough, or they make fun of something that makes you feel like you don't fit in, that you start to really doubt yourself. So those positive affirmations of, deciding that I'm going to do this, it doesn't matter what anybody else says, just sharing that with that young man gave him courage to be like, I can do this, and he smiled, and that really made me feel good, because a lot of times, we want to have the cure to all the things that might ail some kids, and I wasn't too sure if me even sharing those stories did anything for him. But at that moment, I realized that just sharing that he wasn't alone in those feelings, and that it does get better. That was the main thing. I told him, it gets better. We might not have all the answers. We might not understand it right now. But just know you're not the only one who's gone through this, and you're built for this. You're stronger than this, and you can do and be anything that you ever imagined yourself being. And you just got to give them encouragement. So I encourage everybody else, a lot of times when you're bullied, you don't tell anybody that you're bullied. you kind of keep it to yourself. So knowing that as parents, as cousins, as uncles, as aunts, as family and friends of people, as young people, please understand that, you know, you just want to do heart checks. You want to make sure that people, those young people that you love, making sure that they're okay, making sure that they, you know that it does get better. And so give them those positive affirmations. Let them know that there might be times where you feel like you're alone in the dark and you're the only one who feels that way. Let them know you struggled through that too, because that lets them know that they're human and this is a part of being a human being. And they're not the only one in these feelings and emotions, and it does get better. It gives them a little bit of hope because they feel like they're not by themselves. And I could be completely wrong in this advice, but I don't feel that I am. You know, and maybe it's just I was the right person at the right time, and so I just figured if they helped him, I'd share it with y'all because there might be someone else who needs to know they're not alone in those stories. So check out the blog post.
I recommend it.
Hit us up. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Shameless plug. Buy a t-shirt. They're awesome. They look really good too.